Hi and welcome to day 3 of week 4 of training cycle 2 of 2021. Rise and fall, ebb and flow. These were things that I thought about today. These are themes that perfectly describe today's workout. Yesterday I had 2 phenomenal workouts. Yesterday and the day before I had 2 phenomenal workouts. And today, I had a pretty regular workout. It wasn't terrible, and it wasn't good. I would say that it was more physically challenging than... more psychologically challenging than physically. Because as you guys saw there, that 120 kilo squat actually moved pretty fast, pretty well. So, and that's a lifetime PR, by the way. I keep on matching that 120 lifetime PR. And it is a big number for me, and moving beyond it feels difficult in my brain, but physically I could probably do 122.5 right now. I would say on a perfect day I could probably do 125, but for people who think that since I can do 120 every day I would be good for 130, no chance guys, it doesn't exist. I get stapled under 130. That's just the way it is. I probably can get stapled by 125. 122.5 could staple me on a bad day. So, on a really bad day. So, we need to not be arrogant with this stuff, man. Because the fact is, I've never attempted to weight above 120 on the squat. But you know what? It's not going to be many days until I do. And it's not going to be many weeks until I hit 130. So, it's not only physically challenging to get stronger, but it's also mentally challenging. Because there's an effort required. And I don't care who you are, effort is difficult, right? It's literally like, the word effort means, that's actually difficult to explain since I don't know any synonym to that. But effort is like, it's work. Effort is hard work. That's the best way I can describe it. And that's what you need to get better. And no matter who you are, no matter how motivated you are, effort is not fun to put in, right? It's difficult. It's a grind. And it may be fun to train hard one day, but trust me guys, once you're several weeks into a program where you're training every single day, all right? For example, my legs never get a break. Squatting 6 days a week, doing the rows and everything, which does build the backside of your legs, doing the deadlifts and whatnot. And then on the Sunday, running. And by the way, both Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I actually jump rope, right? Today, I jumped rope for 11 minutes and 30 seconds. So, my legs are getting 0 rest days. Every single day, I'm working my legs and fatiguing them. Every single muscle, I'm fatiguing it in different ways. So, my legs don't really ever get a break, except for when I'm not training and when I'm sleeping, which actually that is a large portion of my day. But yeah, I don't ever get a conventional rest day on the system. The only time I do is after a training cycle when I can take a deload, or it isn't even a deload, right? A deload is when you take a week where you're like half all the weights. Say you were squatting 100, you might squat 50, and just you chill in there. You chill in the weight room. You practice your lifts, but with light weights, so you recover faster and you maintain your mobility. Now, technically, I don't do deloads. I just take weeks off. It's a lot nicer, man. But yeah, that's what I do. And the next rest day I'm going to have is going to be in, I don't know how many weeks, but it's like 7, 8 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks. Like, it's something like that. Probably like 7.5, 8 weeks. What is it now? It's probably 8.5 weeks. Somewhere in that range. Basically, guys, what I'm really trying to say is I'm not going to have a rest day in 2 months. So, yeah, it's kind of daunting. It's difficult. And looking forwards in the program is like, fuck, man, this is a lot of work. This is work. But you know what? I can do it. I can do it. I have to believe in myself, not just in the corny way of, oh, believe in yourself. No, I have to believe in myself, and I have to continue to put in the work as well, right? The work is really all we need. Self-belief, motivation, all these things, all they do is they enable you to do the work, right? All we need to do is we need to put in solid work all the time. Be smart about it. Not just work hard, but work smart. But the fact is, once we work all the specific muscles in the right ways, with the right recovery, once we put in a certain level of work and fatigue in a muscle, it's going to grow under the right circumstances. Right now, I am creating those external circumstances, such as sleep, such as diet, in terms of gaining weight. So, I can do it. And it is difficult. It is difficult to look forward in the program and be like, fuck, I got a 140 kilo squat at the end of this training cycle. Is that even possible? Putting 20 kilos on this squat, which already feels really heavy, with 0 rest days, right? I'm not going to take a rest day until I can squat 140 kilos 6 days in a row and then run really fast on the 7th day, right? And then I can rest. So, when I think about it, what I'm doing here is it's very lofty goals, and it's very difficult goals. And just looking at my program it's intimidating, all right? We don't get intimidated, or I don't get intimidated by much. Some things do intimidate me, and my training program does. It's one of those things that do. And right now, I'm not really worried yet, but trust me, guys, I will be. I will be worried, but that's pretty normal. That happens to me pretty much every hard training cycle, and it's a part of the process. I'm often not worried to the extent that I'm really scared, but it gets to the point to where I just don't want to put in that work, because we all know, all of us lifters know, how much work we need to put in to put 10 kilos on a bench press, right? It's a lot of work. And for some of you guys, you may have to work a year to make that happen. Now, most of us, we aren't that strong, so technically we could make a lot more progress with a lot less total work than an advanced guy. But we still have to put in a lot of work to make a lot of progress. And this year, my goals are so insane, so lofty. Right, you guys can scroll back in my channel and, try to find that 2021 goals video, right? You guys already know what it is. 160 kilo squat, 120 kilo bench press, and 200 kilo deadlift. These goals, as I say them, my brain is like, no, I can't do that. But then the other part of my brain, the analytical part of my brain, the mathematic part of my brain, the logical part of my brain says, what happens if I put on another, 300 grams of body weight, train another week, and put another 2.5 kilos on my squat? I can do that. And I can repeat that process for many weeks. And can I do this training cycle? Yes. Can I do another training cycle? Yeah. Can I do another? Probably. Right? We need to break it up into bite-sized chunks. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. And this is what I need to do. I can't get caught up in the long term because it's so much. Right now, a 120 kilo bench press is nowhere near. I am nowhere near that. Right? It isn't even in the question. Right? Just holding that with straight arms, not even repping it, just holding it with straight arms. It's a really heavy weight. There is, if someone told me, you're going to bench press 100 kilos in less than a year, I'll be like, no. If someone told me I'm going to bench press 120 kilos in less than a year, I'm going to be like, fuck, I'm going to be really damn strong. And, to put it from that perspective, it just shows me how difficult 120 really is. And the reality is, I don't know what percent, but there are very few guys. I'm probably going to say less than 20% of guys who ever touch a weight ever get to a 120 kilo bench press. I think that's fair to say. So having that as a goal of hitting that 17 years old, and not just saying, oh, I'm at 115, I'm going to go 120 this year. No, saying in the beginning of this year, I wasn't even at 90. I was at like 80 was really heavy. So putting almost 40 kilos on my bench press in a year, that's almost impossible. But the fact that I even decided to try it, that's an accomplishment in itself. And pretty soon I'm going to get to a 100 kilo bench press. And since my sights are set at 105, 120, right? 105 for this training cycle, 120 for the next. Since my sights are set so high, 100 is going to come like this, right? So it's interesting how this works. There's something to lofty goals, man, because when you look back, once you're far into the journey, when you look back, I'm going to be shocked by how much progress I've made this year. Right now, I'm not. Right now, I feel like I made pretty reasonable, kind of iffy progress, right? But I just have to stay consistent and stay true and trust the process. And pretty soon, I'm going to be there. Pretty soon, I'm going to be seriously impressed and proud of myself for making this much progress in a year. So, alright, it is what it is, man. We just got to keep working. And now I'm going to stop being philosophical. And now I'm going to try to talk about training, which that's kind of difficult when you have a video, which is well over 15 minutes long. But you know what? Let's get to it. If there's one thing I need to comment on today is how difficult these Nordic hamstring curls are. Right? I took a single shin pad out. These are so difficult. And that one moved very fast. But actually keeping my glutes flexed and keeping a parallel angle when it comes to my femur and my spine being in a straight line, that is something else. And even elite athletes, I've actually seen super elite guys in the what's it called? Not NBA, in the NFL. NFL football players, that is American football players, for pretty much anyone who doesn't live in America. American football player, I saw him do like 8 reps on the my brain's literally melting right now. I saw a NFL player doing 8 reps on the Nordic hamstring curl, and he couldn't even do with like quote unquote proper form to where your femurs are in line with your spine. That was a nice rhyme. 3 rhymes in a row. But yeah, it's a very difficult exercise. That's what I'm really trying to say. And having it as a goal of this year, hitting 1 rep on that, that's actually a really big goal, guys. Because, trust me, there are elite athletes who probably can't even do 5 reps on the Nordic hamstring curl, right? There are probably guys who have won Olympic medals in, I don't know, say Taekwondo, who might not even have been able to do 10 reps on the Nordic hamstring curl. So yeah, I have no idea how strong Taekwondo fighters are, and it really does depend on the weight class and whatever. But what I'm really trying to say here is a NFL player who's supposed to have insanely strong hamstrings did 8 reps with shitty form, and it got like, I don't remember, 2 million views on YouTube, something like that. So there is something to the Nordic hamstring curl, and it is a very, very difficult exercise. And so people who have never even tried it, you have to try it before you guys have to try it before you just decide in your head that it's easy. Because trust me, it isn't, man. And if you do think the Nordic hamstring curl is easy, I'm going to ask you one question. How much do you deadlift, right? Because if you can easily do the Nordic hamstring curl with perfect form, I mean, you are going to be deadlifting well into the 200s, in kilos, by the way. It does depend on your body weight, of course, but say you weigh 110 kilos, right? You can do 5 reps on the Nordic. I mean, I don't know what you're going to deadlift, but it's going to be well up there. It's going to be very, very elite. So, yeah, I got to work on that exercise, man. And I don't really have a choice because I don't have a hamstring curl machine, or I don't have a what are they called? I don't have a glute ham raise, which basically is like a bodyweight hamstring curl thing, which is easier than the Nordic. But if I had one of those, I would use it. But the alternative is just doing the good old Nordic hamstring curls. And I'm also doing the good mornings here, which also build the hamstrings. And I have successfully spoken for 16 minutes while having a brain that is basically melting and falling out of my ears. So I'm sorry if I gave you brain cancer or brain aneurysms. But I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I'm going to be more energetic.